Hey Ella, I just wanted to just touch base with you before we go out to Texas and just go over some things that so you've done well and some things that you can work on. You open up here with a really nice double leg. I like it. And that's a shot that you get to a lot and it works really well for you. Um, I think we go out right back again for right here. Collar tie wrist, good near side shot, and I like the way you pick the leg and pull it towards you, and you don't risk too much by um, getting too low or things like that. It's a nice easy pick. But right here is where you really need to get to that leg lace. See her knee slide up away from you. You need to be blocking that with your right hand, keeping your right hand slightly above the kneecap and your shoulder into her left butt. So that way you can secure up your table leg. But make sure you're using your right hand right there. See, it's in the right spot right there, but then you go up too high and her knee comes up and you can't lace them together. That's got to be a guaranteed turn for us every single time. Just one more time. Again, you're in a good position to lace her up. You got your right knee out to the right side, and that's the problem right there is that you stop blocking it. You use your hand above the kneecap on your lace leg, so that's the right leg that you're going to be scooping. Okay, make sure that you're blocking that off, so that way you can finish up that lace. Go to John Smith on YouTube and it will break down that, or Flow Wrestling, it'll really break down a leg lace for you. The only thing about this situation right here is if she's going to pull us back to our butt, we need to reach down and pull up one of those feet. All right, so that way we end up with her on her back and us sitting on top. Okay, so it's an easy 2 points. Again, really nice job getting into your ties here. Good underhook, good head position. But in this sequence is something I want you to kind of hyper focus on. Watch what happens. You get your butt center, okay, and you start using your feet. You stay inside her tie, right? You move her to the boundary. Look how she circles. She turns her whole butt, her whole body one way and has to react to you taking her to the zone. And since you didn't overreact or over push, you didn't get thrown out yourself. All right, we're gonna watch this again though, but what I really want you to focus on here, okay, is that when she turns her butt away from you, you do a really good job of cutting her off, okay, but you needed a couple more steps in order to keep her in the zone, so that way you could either secure a takedown, okay, or at least 1 point for your efforts right here, right there. Bang, you need to take that extra step with your right foot so that way you could come up with an underhook in your right arm. That's a position we have to win, and you can take your time and be patient on it. Doesn't mean you have to sit there and drive your feet forward the entire time. What you do is when they clear a tie or they react to your tie up, what you do is you take them to the boundary by staying close to them, staying in their face. And this is another one of your really good shots here, I think. Oh no, it's just a continued clip of that there. But see, look right there, bang, right there, right arm underhook, okay? Or you could have changed levels and taken a shot when she started backing away from you, and she turned her whole body. So it's just a simple, level change and get those legs, because she's running at that point. Here's your 2-on-1 to a near side single. I like the way you do that big time. That's really good. You scored points there, okay, because you stayed heavy with your hips. So right here is where we get a little trouble. And what you want to do is you want to let go of that that seat belt that you have there when she's trying to step over you. She's going to try to step over, right? And right there, so you want to circle around the front, okay, in an underhook, and at least come up to your feet. If you'd have came up to your feet in that situation, I think her butt would have been towards the boundary line, and yours would have been towards the center, which is exactly where you want to be. If you just come up and circle up to your underhook there, and not try to hang on, especially when you start to scramble. You're better off to just scramble to your feet, because if you get stuck in a stalemate, which may not happen, the referee's going to bring you up anyway. So why not just beat him to the punch? Right here, slide by, okay? She does a little bit of a slide by, not a great one, but just enough to get a good position here. You need to fight that inside arm around her waist, okay? That inside arm, your right arm here, or you get stuck in this kind of position, you really want to try to get that arm between the bodies if possible. Work the fingers, peel the hands. I know this is a very specific situation, but this is like just I think part of what we got to work on in our neutral position and just being in a good position and good stance, inside ties, 2-on-1, and then we don't really end up in that kind of throw by, slide by position. But I just wanted to, and this here, good part-here defense, right there, coming out on top. From time to time, mixing a little bit of folk style in the game isn't the worst thing. good momentum change. Way to come out on top. You really need to be able to do that a little bit here and there. And one more time. But again, I wanted to talk about that, putting in that zone position there. You really need to work on that. Go back to that little clip there and replay that. You moving her to the boundary, her circling away, and you picture yourself taking a shot off of that reaction. More good stuff here. I like the way you set up your shot. You need to lower yourself a little more, maybe a little more explosion. She didn't really give you a great reaction, but I think if you can just add a little steam to that move, that would really, really be explosive. But you do a good job settling your weight, covering the legs, and you come away with the points, which is really important. Same thing here again, 2-on-1. You do a really good job here getting to that leg. Bang, nice easy shot. Because if someone sprawls on that, okay, someone sprawls and trick knees goes the other way, that you haven't really lost anything. You lost an attempt on a shot, but I can pretty much tell you that if you're shooting from that position. Yeah, thanks, Al, with the legs. If you're shooting from that position, from the outside, with your head in a good spot like you are, low risk, you're going to expend less energy trying to finish your shot than they are trying to defend it. Okay, and that all ties together with really good hand fighting, keeping your opponent in the zone, and shooting off their reactions to your tie-ups, and dictating where the action takes place. This opportunity. It's a leg lace opportunity that we cannot miss. You cannot miss this opportunity right there. Legs are straight underneath you. Bang. You have to be shifting down towards the ankles and knees, throwing an arm through and hugging with back arm, so that way you can get a nice low ankle lock there. Bang. Through with your or you can go table up there too, right there. That's fine. But if you have a girl on her butt like this, bang, that should be a lace and some points there for you every single time. That could be the difference in anybody's tournament when they are able to lock up that lace. Right here in this whizzer kick over situation, you really need, it's just like the last one we talked about, you really need to make sure that you're circling your feet around to the front when you're in that hip to hip situation. If you're not really having the upper hand, I definitely don't like to mess around there, especially freestyle where you don't need control for exposure points. Somebody kicks over you, bang, they kick over, then you roll through, and you're back to your feet, but they scored. So we want to try to avoid that. So if you get in this situation, you either want to get your right arm down below the butt, okay, or you want to switch it to an underhook, okay. So you want to drop it below the butt, okay, to try to finish on your single, or you want to slide it up into an underhook and turn around and face her. Turn around the front and face her, okay. Another nice double. That really works for you. I want you to use that. I want to use 2-on-1 to get to it. I want you to use that 2-on-1 to move your opponent to the zone, okay? And then that shot will come even easier because they're going to be reacting hard to being pushed close to the out of bounds. And just to that you always make sure you settle yourself down when you do get to the zone, okay? So you're not getting thrown out face for head, hands, and chest first. Anyways, keep listening because I'm going to keep talking. But hey, look, I'm really excited for Body Bar. I think you've had a great season so far. Have a good couple weeks of practice. I hope this wasn't too much to throw at you, but I wanted to just cover a few positions that I think really work for you and a couple things you need to work on. But again, we'll see you next weekend, and I'm going to put this on YouTube. You've already seen that by now, but don't worry, not a ton of people visit my channel. I'm not super popular, so if you'd rather me privatize this, just let me know. I can take it down and just send you a copy through your messenger or something like that. Okay? Bye-bye.